It's the Morning X, Barnes and Leslie. You know, Fram, I wanted to bring up, something came up, I think it was in Sleaze. You were talking about, I don't know which story, but that someone had died or almost died in a show. What was that?
I know, we were talking about that, and you made this comment about, I wonder if anybody else has died on stage.
Well, yeah, and I put together a research paper for you.
You did? You did a research paper?
Dude, there are quite a few. That's how my curiosity, it's not like jumping down a wiki hole or jumping into the internet and finding, going to all corners to find this stuff. I did find several. A lot of them aren't relevant to us, but just know that the ones I'm going to show you right now are ones you would recognize or play for you or tell you about. But there are a lot more that go back, way back into like the 1800s.
So these are actually people that died on stage?
Yeah. First, I have a couple of close calls. I think everybody remembers the REM close call.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, that was scary.
A show in Switzerland, Bill Berry, drummer for REM, collapsed on stage from a ruptured brain aneurysm, and he recovered. He rejoined the band, but then a couple of years later, he left. He said he no longer had the drive or enjoyment level to be in the band, and he didn't want to travel.
It's kind of a wake-up call.
I found a clip of them talking about the incident.
I kind of knew it was coming. I just didn't know it was coming that soon. He had mentioned to me that he was thinking about at least not touring anymore, if not actually retiring, and I thought he'd stick it out a little bit longer. But, when you have a life-threatening experience, I think it certainly makes you prioritize with a little more urgency, maybe than you did before. And that's what he needs to be happy. He's my dear friend, and that's what I want him to be.
And it's good that he's so happy now, because we had him on a couple months ago, and he sounded happier than ever.
Yeah, he needed to do it at the time. Totally understandable.
Got his farm out there in Athens. And by the way, I'm seeing all of a sudden a very happy Michael Stipe posting on social media. He's kind of taking a big break and he's back. He seems refreshed big time.
There's a lot of REM activity out there.
Yes.
Reissues, and they're posting old shows.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
All right, a lot of people remember the James Hetfield incident. Remember that in Canada?
See, this one, no. I don't.
You don't remember this? So, over in 1992, he walked into the pyrotechnics right as they were going off, leaving him with second and third degree burns. And he survived, of course. And this is a clip of Lars on stage talking to the audience right after it happened.
There was an incident with the pyrotechnics. Unfortunately, James is on his way to the hospital right now, and we're very sorry, but we can't continue the concert for you guys tonight. But we promise you one thing from Metallica, and you know that we always good by our words. We will come back and finish our concert and play again for you as soon as we can within the next couple of months. Thank you, Montreal. We're sorry, okay?
Yeah, that was scary. I remember when that happened.
That was scary. And I love listening to Lars talk.
He does sound funny.
Come on.
Did you know Keith Richards almost died on stage?
No, I don't know the story either.
I did not know this story because I was only 1 year old at the time, but that's scary how many years these guys have been around.
What's funny, because we always hear about the blood transfusions with Keith Richards. What's this about?
So at a 1968 show, while playing this song, he noticed that his microphone was pointing the wrong way, and he attempted to turn the mic stand around by hitting it with the neck of his guitar.
Okay.
The mic wasn't grounded properly, so when the guitar impacted, it became a lightning rod, sent an enormous electric pulse down the strings, rippling through his body.
Ooh.
And dude just flew into the air backwards. People thought he was dead. They rushed him to the hospital as he drifted in and out of consciousness. And for a while, it looked really bleak.
That's like a lightning strike.
Totally a lightning strike, and he survived it. I have never heard that story.
Never heard it. And then when he flew back, he could have hit his head. Anything could have happened.
So scary. Okay, so here are the ones where people actually died. It blows me away that there are so many of them. Remember Tiny Tim?
Yeah, Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Yeah.
What happened?
He died on stage singing that song.
I knew that he died, but I didn't know it was on stage.
November 30th, 1996. He was playing at a gala event. Now, this dude made a lifetime of that song. He had other songs, but that was, although kind of a comedy-ish sounding song, that was his jam that he got paid a lot for. He was playing a gig for the Women's Club of Minneapolis. Boy, there's a big gig. And he had let his third wife, Miss Sue, know before the show that he wasn't feeling well, and he didn't want to disappoint his fans, so he played. And a lot of people had left, which was weird. So I guess it was more like when you have a band play the party and they weren't really there to see the band. So his last song was Tiptoed Through the Tulips. Of course, that's your last song. He had a heart attack in the middle of that song.
Wow.
Wife asked if he was all right, and he said he was not. They helped him over to the table. He collapsed and never regained consciousness.
That is so sad. And that he did it with his biggest song. Like it happened during him performing his biggest hit.
That is crazy. Okay, few more. You know Dimebag Darrell?
I remember Dimebag Darrell.
Who was in Pantera and Damage Plan. And he co-founded, alongside with his brother, Vinnie Paul. He's considered by many to be one of the greatest metal guitarists of all time. Here's a little sample of Dimebag. December 8th, 2004.
No, what happened?
Damage Plan was playing at a nightclub in Columbus, Ohio. And a deranged fan, Nathan Gale, rushed on stage as they played their first song of the set and shot Dimebag multiple times. I remember
on
this one.
On stage? He shot him?
Shot him. He died right there on stage. I mean, if that's not metal, I don't know what is.
I hope this guy's in prison for life.
I'm sure he is.
Dang.
Gene Simmons donated a Kiss casket for the burial, and Eddie Van Halen donated his original black and yellow striped 1979 Charvel Bumblebee guitar. It's the one on the back of Van Halen 2, to be included in the casket because a few weeks before, Dimebag had asked Eddie if he could get a replica of that.
Well, that was nice, but the Kiss casket, come on.
That was kind of a weird thing, but I mean, that was nice of him to donate a casket for a fellow rocker.
But it had to be a Kiss casket.
All right, two more. We're talking about people who died on stage. You may not remember this guy's name, but I bet you remember his voice. Listen to this band. That's Mark Sandman, a band called Morphine.
Oh, yeah, Morphine was big. From Boston, right?
I'm not sure. Yes, I think it is Boston.
Yeah, I remember them.
So this guy, Sandman, collapsed on stage July 3rd, 1999 in Italy while playing with Morphine.
Wow.
At 46 years old, heart attack.
Only 46.
Attributed to heavy stress, and also the temperature was 99 degrees on the night of his death. Dang.
That's a terrible recipe.
The last one, you don't have to go far, the Fox Theater. I completely forgot about this, and it's so recent. May 1st, 2017, Colonel Bruce Hampton.
Oh, this was so sad.
So sad. A fixture in the Atlanta music scene. Any rock star you talk to will tell you that. He was honored by his friends at the Fox. It was his 70th birthday, and he collapsed during an encore. If you don't know Colonel Bruce Hampton, let me give you a little taste. Oh, I lost it. I had a clip pulled up. Oh, there it is. So what was weird is he suffered a massive heart attack and he collapsed, and fellow musicians and onlookers initially, they either didn't notice or they thought it was a prank due to his history of falling down on stage during performances and other practical jokes. Well, as a result, he laid face down with his left arm draped over a stage monitor for several minutes before he was taken off stage, and he died shortly after at Emory.
The tragedy of that was that it was his birthday.
I know, his 70th.
I know. That was really sad.
Man, those are spooky.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie. 99X.